Yeah. Yesterday, 2005 court documents were released where Bill Cosby admitted he gave quaaludes to a woman before having sex with her back in 1976. He insisted the sex was consensual and the case ended in a settlement. So I guess what everybody wants to know is, does this change your mind? The fact that you found out he's using quaaludes to have sex?
Well, it doesn't change my mind because I thought he was guilty before this testimony came out.
Okay.
So my mind is still the same. I still think he's guilty. I think the reasoning that they gave for hiding this testimony was that he didn't want to embarrass himself. That's what it, like,
or his family.
Or his family. Right. Which, but to me, it's like, don't you think it was more embarrassing for these 40 or so women to come forth and,
well, this was this was one woman. And I think this was 2000.
Yeah, this was the University of Temple case.
Okay.
And what's interesting to me is that the judge, the reason these documents were released is the judge made a judgment call, I guess judges get to do that, that because Cosby had taken such a moral role in society, that because he weighed in on parenting, because he weighed in on, American life in a moral way, that keeping this secret was not necessary. So it's an interesting, I think, twist to all this. And I think you're right. Like, I think if you always thought he was guilty, and the women that have accused him feel like, oh, the truth is finally out. But if you're outside this, and to me, I always said to the agitation of some people that it was unknowable to me. Like, I still feel like I don't like now what I know.
It's about the information. It's about the actual court going on. I don't really like to talk about it that much because he's the reason I'm on this panel. My first job, but at the same time, you need the proof, and then I'll be able to give my judgment here or there.
And I think now that quaaludes to women to have sex,
and
now that
real facts.
If you're giving drugs to anyone to have sex, you're impairing their judgment. They don't even have the ability to make a coherent decision if they want to have sex with him. So that points, to me, just says guilty, guilty, guilty.
Yeah. Well, as a former quaalude user.
But tell me this, as a former quaalude, because, I don't even know what a quaalude is, okay? I've never seen one. I don't know if it's a pill or
I don't know. And ask them about how...
Can you hide it?
Sorry?
Can you hide it? And can you slip a quaalude to someone?
You put it in a drink. But it's I'm sorry, the 80s...
They sound like fun. They sound like they were fun.
Well, they weren't fun for everybody, clearly. But, I think it's, again, we'll see what happens. As more information comes out, people can make judgments. I don't like snap judgments because I've had snap judgments made on me. So I'm very, very careful. And, save your texts, save your nasty comments. I don't care. I say this because this is my opinion, and in America, still, I know it's a shock, but you actually were innocent until proven guilty. He has not been proven.
But out of curiosity, actually, I'm curious to know, what do you think the motivation then is for 40 women to come forth and accuse him of the same thing?
Oh, what was the motivation? What was the motivation for an entire party to decide that I was a rotten person? I don't know. No, it's not. No, listen, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. When somebody ruins your reputation, it's the same thing. And nobody asked me if it was true. They just said it. So, no, it is the same thing. That's why I don't snap. I don't snap the judgment. And again, save it.
Someone that I think had sort of taken the position that you two had taken was Jill Scott. Yeah. And for her, this piece of information was what brought her to the other side of believing the 40 or so accusers. So she had repeatedly defended Bill Cosby on Twitter. And yesterday she said that this deposition required her to change his mind. And I would guess that in the court of public opinion, which is all we're talking about here, there's still no... he's not facing any charges.
If you have any allergies and you happen to see Bill Cosby, ask him for a Benadryl. This is what we're learning because the guy is packing. Don't laugh at that. That's true.
All right.
I can't.
Well,